Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lizard Brains podcast. I'm your host, DJ Alessandrini. I'm joined by my co-host, Tom O'Gorman. Tom, how's it going?
I'm excellent because we have a guest today, DJ. He is a now two-time GLTC champion, correct? Nod. Nope. One time. Oh, what a loser. Why'd we have this guy, DJ?
You know what?
We have Eric Kutil with us today. Hi, Eric.
Hi, Eric.
What's up, guys?
Eric, you are so lucky to be on the podcast, and let me tell you why. Because every other famous race car driver that we have on the podcast has amazing success right after. It's true.
I mean,
it's actually genuinely true. Sorry, we'll let you talk.
All right.
Hello.
No, that's fine. What's up, guys? Glad to be here on my own podcast.
Yep. Yeah. If for those who don't know, this show was almost called the Eric Kutil podcast. And we were just gonna hang on Eric's his fame and his Instagram following to get like at least a dozen more listeners than we currently have.
No, it seems like you guys are doing great without me, so just keep on doing that.
But can you imagine with the Eric Kutil name at the head of the show? It could have been amazing.
Fortunately, I was busy that weekend and every other weekend.
Yeah, he was like, no, absolutely not. So there was a day way back when that all of us kind of ran in a pack, both kind of figuratively and literally. Sometimes we were on the racetrack together when we all had our GLTC cars, and we were all in a way feeling around in the dark a little bit. Eric was exceptionally further ahead of the curve than we were.
Yes,
but we would all paddock together, and we had a little group chat together. We would go on and on and on and on. So it's been a while since we got to catch up with Eric, and we thought we'd have him on.
We were gonna call ourselves Speedbox. That's what our team name was gonna be. Eric came up with it. We did one race together as a team, and that was
it was a disaster.
The iRacing Daytona 24. We won.
Oh, yeah,
we won.
Yeah,
Are you kidding? Yeah.
I was thinking of Road America back in like 2021.
That was a disaster. Well, for me,
I don't think Tom was there.
All three of us totaled our cars in 2 weeks.
Yeah, true. You didn't even make it to that event.
I didn't even make it.
Well, no, Tom, you were driving Zach's car, but your car didn't make it to the event. Yeah.
Right, because I killed it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how was Road Atlanta? Start there. We haven't heard much from you about Road Atlanta other than that it went awesome.
I don't really remember, but a few days before that, I benched 225.
Remember, Eric doesn't want to talk about racing.
No, it's been like the highlight of my year, honestly.
225. So that's 2 45-pound plates on each side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I've been trying to hit that for a long time.
Nice.
I've been stuck at like sub 200 for a while. And then I've been put on this program with my girlfriend. She does weightlifting. She's like,
That's
do
this
this
one, right?
this week.
Yes.
Yeah, you just lay on the bench and you
push it up. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you mostly mess up your shoulder a few times. You know, you just push through the pain.
Well, I'm hoping if you're on like a plan, you're not like hurting yourself while doing it.
No.
Yeah.
I used to have shoulder problems like when I first started, but like as soon as you keep kind of with it and work on your shoulders, it kind of helps. But yeah, no, it was I was like, I'm gonna do it this week, and then I did it, and it was a pretty sweet feeling. And then like everybody in the gym was clapping.
That's sick. Nobody clapped for me when I hit a personal best on the bench. That's probably because nobody was paying attention that I existed. But what
is that a thing? You like stop the room and you tell them I'm going for a PB, and they're like,
no, you just ask for a spot. You ask for a spot. I mean, because I never done that much weight. The most weight I've done before that was like 205. So it's like I don't know if I can actually do this.
Yeah.
And then like you lift the bar, and it's like once you go down, like you can get stuck. So you have a guy that like stands like his crotch is like in your face, kind of. Yeah. It's kind of awkward.
It really gets. I mean, look, you've never had more motivation to get that weight up, though, right? Am I saying?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And ever since I lifted 225, it changed my life. Like, showed up to Road Atlanta, swept the whole weekend, qualified on pole.
So what you're saying
just life's on easy mode now.
Yeah. What you're saying is, if all the other GLTC competitors could bench 225, like they might be doing a little bit better.
100%. Yeah, it just gives you the confidence just to do whatever the hell you want.
To go flat
to commit.
Yeah,
exactly.
Gran Turismo movie. Anybody?
Yeah.
Do you wait? No, I have a serious question. So, first, when I was on my fitness bullshit, I was scared of the bars, but also I was a Planet Fitness person, so they didn't allow you to have bars. So I could do like 50 in each hand press. Is that the same as a bar, or is that harder or easier or what? I don't know.
I think like dumbbells are usually harder because like you're like trying to control
Stabilize.
individual
Yeah.
weights. Um,
So
so like
on index, how did I do?
uh, I mean,
Like
that's
300
pretty
pounds?
good.
Wait, what
Sure.
what was each dumbbell in each hand?
50
So
in each
50.
hand,
50 in each hand?
and then you lay down and push.
That's
Yeah, push
probably
up.
like equivalent of like 150 on the bar.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty close. I'll
Yeah,
do
that's a lot of
like
weight.
I'll do like 60 on the incline usually. Um, I don't really do just flat with dumbbells. I just do the barbell. But I mean, I change it up sometimes.
Yeah. The
But
serious question was, have you noticed a difference in any like driving or anything with fitness?
no,
No.
Not at all?
no. I mean, I don't know. Like I've always been fit.
Yeah, that's true.
So like I always. I mean, like I used to run a lot, and I used to be fit, kind of in like the more athletic way. So like I always kind of had stamina and endurance that never really was an issue. But like more recently, like the last year or two, I've been kind of more focusing on strength. And of course, I play a lot of hockey, so like I always had that stamina. So like in the car itself, I don't think it really affected me all that much.
You didn't have to get a
But
bigger steering wheel or anything? Like thicker?
no, maybe a wider seat eventually if I keep getting those gains. But the
Oh my
problem is, man, I
God.
don't eat enough. I gotta keep eating.
Yeah, you got to go
Eating's
through
the
you
hardest
got to go
part.
through a bulk and then a cut and then a bulk and yeah, I mean,
I bulked like a few weeks ago, and then I just keep bulking.
yeah, that's
Like
I
I can just
mean,
keep eating whatever I
dude,
want. This is
that's the
great.
fate of everyone who's weightlifting. You just all of a sudden it just
Yeah.
turns into a 10-year bulk and you never do the cut.
Yeah, no, it's tough because like I want to gain muscle, but I don't want to gain weight. But like you have to gain weight to gain muscle, and
Yep.
like if you eat a lot, like you're
Yeah.
gonna gain fat. So
But
I
then
don't
you
know.
get used to eating a lot and then all of a sudden you're like, "Wait, I have to stop eating a lot." And you're like, changing habits is
Yeah,
hard."
no, I was like
Yeah.
I should cut, and I was like I don't know,
Oh,
I kind of
no.
like eating. This is
Yeah,
great.
because then you'll be hungry and like
Yeah,
who wants to be hungry? Like I don't want to be hungry, so yeah.
yeah. The worst part, I do like legs twice a week now, just miserable.
Twice a week?
Yeah,
Dang. Okay. It's because you got to leg press that brake pedal.
I mean to be
Anytime I've
honest,
driven your
true,
car, anytime I've
true
driven
that
your car, Eric, like that is the most physical brake pedal out
it's a
of
stiff
any of the
pedal. You know,
cars.
it's like 1200 psi of brake pressure. It's a lot. You got to
Yeah.
kind of stand on it, especially when you want to get that ABS to engage.
Oh,
That would help for sure. So I'm trying to do more legs, trying to build the quads and the hamstrings.
I don't know if I've ever driven
Um,
your car with ABS before. Have I? I feel like the last time I drove your car was at Putnam and I was just locking the inside rear everywhere.
yeah, yeah, you haven't done that yet. Now you just stand on it.
Oh, nice.
You just hit it as hard as you can initially, and then you kind of trail brake off once you get towards the apex. It's really nice.
Do you remember how
The
much
T-Star was. It's so nice.
do you remember how much I wasn't in the seat when I was driving your car?
I don't know. All I remember was that you were like 3 seconds slower than me.
All right. That's it. All right. You know what, guys? You've never seen
Hey! At least you didn't spin it like Andy.
Yeah, I didn't.
Or
Uh,
blow
No,
up the
but who
engine
spun
like
it more
Tom.
that weekend, Andy or you?
Me.
That's my
Oh, so
thought.
what you're saying is I spun it the least amount.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
3 seconds off pace, you never spin. That's how it works.
No, it would be cool to like get you in a position where you can actually drive the car and not have like 3 pillows shoved behind your back.
I wasn't even in the seat.
It was so funny because my seat's on these sliders, and I was like, "Yeah, I got plenty of slot left to move the seat forward." And then we moved it all the way forward, and you're like, "I
I
still
wasn't
can't
even
reach the
close.
pedals."
My feet were dangling. I felt like a little kid sitting on a couch, like ooh, my feet are just like waving around.
Yeah,
I remember.
Guys, I'm at Eric Kutil's race car. Guys, look at this.
Whee! My feet are just dangling. Yeah. I
yeah.
remember.
No, I don't blame you. Like when I'm really uncomfortable with like my feet position, I don't know. I can't drive 10/10s. So
I remember I threw you in the Civic at one point, and your knees were
dude.
like in the dash, and you couldn't even
Yeah.
like touch the pedals. And I
Yeah,
think you
well,
just did an
dude,
out and
I would be
in.
on full throttle, and then I couldn't get my leg up to the brake. It would
Yeah.
like get stuck because my knee would hit. I was like, I can't drive this car.
Yeah, you did it. You did an out lap and then an in. Like you never
Yeah, I
even.
was like,
You were just
"Nope,
like, nope,
I'm out."
I can't drive it. I think I did the same thing with your car. It was just after COVID, so none of us drove. Not after COVID, but like once we started going back to the racetrack. And none of us drove anything other than iRacing for like 6 months or whatever. And I think one of your superpowers, Eric, is that like you just seem to not get rusty or at least whatever your method for dealing with rust is, just like, you were a little rusty, but me and Tom were definitely way more rusty than
Yeah,
you
you know
were.
what the secret is?
What is that?
Driving the same car for the last 10 years.
That might help. Yeah. that actually that kind of makes sense. But I remember when I took your car out, it wasn't till I was like out of the pits where I realized I can't even see the road because I was so low in the car, and I was like, I couldn't see over the dash. So I'm pretty sure that was like an out and an in too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was fun. Miss hanging out with you guys at the track.
Yeah. It's fun.
You're just gonna have to come to autocrosses more, I guess.
I'm going to.
Depends on how much you consider us friends, I guess, at that point, right?
Yeah,
No, I do want to.
Are we really worth
take
an autocross?
I do want to take the sedan to an autocross. I do think it would do pretty well with the big tires.
With all the changes you've been making, have you had to? You just mentioned 10 years of the same car, basically, but you've changed a lot. Probably in the last year and a half, more than anything, right? Was there like a learning curve to relearn what you thought you knew about the car, or the same?
The car kind of always evolves, but really in the last 2 years, probably since 2024, the car's been mostly the same. So like the general concept of like 255 fronts, 225 rears, Fortunatos, and kind of the power to weight package I've had in the Aero has relatively stayed the same. Also with all the geo corrections.
It's probably just so like drive more like it's supposed to, right?
Yeah, so like the last 2 years is just kind of fine tuning the setup, the alignment, what spring rates we're running. And this past off season, we revalved the Fortunatos and we put triples all around. So like that's been kind of really big with getting the car to kind of soak up the curves a little bit more, which was like obviously really apparent at Road Atlanta, just hitting all the curves down the yeses like it was its job. Car wasn't even phased by it. So yeah, just constant development, improvement of the car, and it got to the point now where it's like I don't really know what else to do with it.
And that's why you're building a whole nother car.
Yeah, I got bored last year, and I was
bored.
I guess it's time to build something else. I don't know. Yeah. I got nothing else to tinker with, and nothing else to really like. There's no real low hanging fruit anymore on the car to kind of make it any better. Like off the top of my head, I can't really think of what I could do right now to make it any faster. It's really just like playing with whatever the grid life rules are of the season, right? So are we doing flat power? Are we going to do natural this year? Do I want to mess with gear ratios? So right now it's obviously in a really good spot with the recent rule change. And so like, yeah, you guys mentioned Road Atlanta. Road Atlanta was pretty damn sweet, getting a pole position and then 4 wins in a row, which is the first sweep for me. And
golf claps.
Thank you.
What do we call the club? What was the club called? Platinum Club?
There's a new club. It's the 103 Club, and you're not in it.
What's the 103?
It's just you.
I think it's just me because qualifying is 3 points, and then it's 25 for each win.
The 103 Club.
I had to make up a new one and just
I think I'm in a club.
You sound like such a Corvette HPDE person right now. I'm the fastest. I'm the fastest.
Only
base
one
C6.
of 2026 that Road Atlanta to get 100.
Did they actually name an award after you?
No.
Oh, you're saying it. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. He's making it up. He's making it up.
I was going to be bothered if they had omitted everybody else who's ever done it and be like, this is the first one.
So how many people have done it? You've done it. Swenson?
Lichty was the first for sure.
Lichty, okay.
And then I did it, and I don't know. I'm assuming Matan did at some point.
Matan never did it. I asked him at this past event, and he's like, I've never done it. And he almost did it the same weekend as me, except his transmission got stuck in 4th gear. So then he got second in the last race. And I told Matan, I was like, man, isn't it sweet that we both can win now? It's like Ricky Bobby and
that's like
well,
Tom
we both
and
can't
I
be first unless they change the classes and then move them up.
Tom and I in iRacing, I'll drive a different class just so we can both win.
Mostly because I can't beat him.
So, sometimes Tom beats me, but if we both just drive a different class, now we both win.
Nice.
Yeah.
So anyway, I expected Road Atlanta to be one of my worst tracks this season just because of that long straightaway. But the fact that Grid Life adjusted the rules to not allow the 250 wheel horsepower cars to motor by everybody definitely helped quite a bit. And I think And then I think also he was like down 8 horsepower, like once he got dynoed. So there was definitely a little bit of an advantage I had. It was kind of funny because they didn't dyno me at all. So after like my first 3 wins, I was going up to tech. I was like, guys, you should probably dyno me. Like,
I could be
and
cheating.
yeah, I know it's just not a good image, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Right.
like I don't want to appear that I'm being favored by the series or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely.
And I think Abram was the one who made that decision, and they probably trust me because I don't think I ever blew the dyno, so he's probably confident I was safe. But I was like, you should still dyno me if I won
Yeah.
3 races in a row. And then finally, after the 4th race, they dynoed me. And I was like, "Ah, shit! I thought they weren't gonna do it after race 4." And so I claimed 204, and the car made 204.00 whatever, and I was like, "Whoo!"
Oh,
Oh, that's the
wow.
worst feeling.
But I had enough weight to cover like if it was over. But yeah, I was like, I dynoed after qualifying myself, and it made 200, so I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll be good for the rest of the weekend." And then the fact that it made 204 was kind of a lot closer than I thought it was. But anyway, long story short, like I was kind of closer to that limit prior to weight. That's an advantage in this series, right? You want to get as close as you can without going over. So there was a few passes I made on the straightaway, and I was like, "This is sick." I remember I drove by Aaron Grimm, and I was like, "See ya!" Like,
What is
damn.
this feeling?
I
I
was
feel
like,
like
"This
a
is
god.
this is new to me."
I saw that reel
Yeah.
that you recently came out with where you're like
Oh yeah.
going from passing to then when your car was down to 3 cylinders at CMP and you're just getting passed by everyone. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a pretty funny video. I have a confession to both of you guys. Remember my first win at Mid Ohio?
You're cheating.
The race went an extra lap than I thought it was, so I knew it was gonna be close on fuel. So when I came in, I told my dad I'm very thirsty and I need 4 bottles of water, and I chugged 4
4
bottles of
bottles.
water, and I passed Tech by 1 pound.
Damn.
So
Would you believe me if I said that Pro Racing Tech let us win a race after failing the weight by 2 pounds?
for real,
Really?
Because they did, yeah.
how did that
Is
come
that
up?
Most
SRO?
They it's a little bit of the rules are right up and the points don't matter, I think. Plus Renee brought them chocolate. They like that.
That's what
And
happened.
Renee would kind of it was a bunch of old dudes, so she was
And then
just
Renee
real
would have
friendly to
instantly
him.
DQ'd you in GLTC.
I know for sure, but I guess I don't feel that that's morally bad, but then if it happens to somebody else, I'd be really annoyed. Either
Yeah,
way,
well-
DJ, your win's legitimate, even if you were 1 pound under, in my mind.
No. I
None
drank.
of
I
us
drank
lost that
water.
race because
Dude, to be fair,
were a
when
pound
you
under.
roll up to the grid life scales, they give you water before the scales, and I'm like,
Yeah.
thanks. Can I get one more?
Exactly. That's
You should
exactly
probably
what
wait
happened.
until after. But I mean, they have stepped up the level of scrutineering in the series, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it was a good weekend, and now I screwed myself because now I have to add an extra 4% rewards weight for the rest of the year. And another change with the rules this year is it used to be 5% was the max.
Yeah.
Now it's 8%.
Mm.
So
Dude, that's tough. It was 8% in 2021 and
Eesh.
2022 as well.
but that was
And
per weekend, I think.
it was during the weekend, but I
Yeah.
did enough of the like win 1, 2, 3 that by race 3 it was 8%. No,
Yeah.
win 1, 2, and it was 8% by race 3. That transforms the car. I think the tipping point's like 5%.
Yeah, 5%
most
for
cars.
sure is felt. 8%, I believe, if I pull up my sweet Excel spreadsheet, it's like 200 and something pounds. It's a lot.
Wow, really? That much extra is just 8%, huh?
Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna pull it up.
So what are you at now? 5%?
I'll be at 5% for Gingerman.
Have you gamed out like the ideal place to put it in the
214.
car? Because my first time putting rewards weight in the car, I threw it in the trunk and it changed the balance of the car like for the worst.
It's pretty bad. I tried that too at Mid Ohio last year, but yeah, I mean, there's only so many spots I can put weight, so like I'll put as much as I can, like usually in the passenger, as close to the rear as I can,
Yeah.
and then I'll have some in the trunk, and then I'll have to adjust spring rates based on motion ratios with the extra weight. So
Dang.
yeah, I don't know, but Gingerman's usually a pretty good track for my car, so hopefully the 5% is not gonna be a big deal. But it's like it's a weird kind of situation now. It's like, do you want to win these races or do you want to just like hang on and get second?
I
And-
thought DJ was going to ask, have you gamed out the season for what races it's best to win and lose so that you average the least amount of rewards waste.
I have to also read the rules because like it used to be that if there was a tiebreaker, your results at Gingerman would be the tiebreaker.
For real?
Yeah. So now if it's like so the whole championship now it's the best 14 of the 24 races because they don't have like a final round anymore because it's at Laguna. They don't want to like make it mandatory to show up. So it's just best 14. So if like me and Magnuson roll up at the end of the season with the same amount of like podium and wins and we get the same points, I think Gingerman is going to determine who wins the championship, right? So now I'm kind of screwed because now I got the 5%.
Yeah,
So like
that's kind of
if
weird.
I get beat at Gingerman, I don't know. It's games, but I don't know. At the end of the day, like I'm not gonna not
Interesting.
win
Yeah.
these
Meanwhile,
races, right?
Magnuson's like, yeah, Eric, you go have fun at Road
Yeah,
Atlanta.
I mean, dude, he's a smart dude, and
I think it looked like he was lifting down that straight
Yeah,
the
I
whole
saw-
time.
I
and
heard
he
him
had
that
lifting.
that race 3, he was like, I'm gonna let this sucker win.
Oh
Yeah.
no! Oh no! I'm being passed, sucker. As he's like
and
letting
then
you
get
win.
the BOP in favor for more power in V8s.
Yep.
It's like, look, I'm getting passed by a 4-cylinder.
He's like pedaling it.
Mm,
We asked the Discord for questions for you, and there were a handful about this spreadsheet. But do you know of anybody else who's doing tuning? If you were saying like, I'm going to make the car 200 pounds heavier, what does it do to my motion ratios and shit like that? I don't know of another person doing that in club racing, let alone pro.
I don't know. Like I could pull it. I'm looking at it right now. Like I can tell you exactly what the extra weight will do. to
Eric's
motion
never
ratio.
not looking at it.
It's always up everywhere I go.
Why don't you
I
think more
see-
people do that? Because I wouldn't know how to start, but obviously you've taught yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of work. I don't know. I think a lot of people just want to show up and race and don't really change anything on the car. Um, I mean, to be fair,
yeah,
like
you can at
Road
me,
Atlanta was kind of tough because we went straight into practice and qualifying. So like there was no real opportunity to change stuff, right? So like I already had my setup from last year, so I kind of started with something that was pretty close. So straight into that first session, I was already going, like a 135.9, which was my new PB on old tires, right? So like I already had the car set up dialed. I don't know, like it's there's more than one ways to win races, and you have to kind of do everything to get that win. And if people are not doing it, then that's their own loss. I don't know.
You know
why
that
they don't do it.
the Eric Kutil factory, they got the sim set up. He's got the sim driver like testing setups before he gets
Yeah,
to the
this
racetrack.
sim right here, I haven't touched in 4 years.
It looks dusty. I'm sorry, there's not
Yeah.
boxes stacked on it.
It's Senna in the sim rig with his paws draped over
And
the
he's got
steering wheel.
and he's got the VR headset like on his like little dog head.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
feels
I
good,
mean, like,
Dad.
to be fair, like, a lot of people show up to these events by themselves, like, and then their own mechanic, right? So they don't have the opportunity to be messing with a bunch of stuff. And like, I've been there. Like last year, it was mainly just me and my dad. I've been fortunate that this season Hybrid kind of wanted to step up even more. So like now David and Cody and Matt, one of the owners of Hybrid, they've been coming to CMP in Atlanta and they helped out quite a bit.
And
so like,
and Dave
just
and
the
Cody,
fact that
Dave and Cody know a lot. Dave and Cody know a
yeah,
lot.
so David and Cody, like they're like the only two guys I trust working on my car without any of my supervision. So like after a session, they can focus on the car, and I can just sit down, I can think, write notes in my spreadsheet, and then like figure out, all right, what do I want to change for the next session, and maybe anticipate like weather changing conditions. Like CMP was a good example because Saturday it was 95 degrees, sunny. So like the car is obviously gonna be pretty tight, right? So I made the car as loose as I could, and then I knew Sunday it was gonna be overcast, cloudy, and the car was gonna free up quite a bit. So then I made a few setup changes with the rear bar, and got it to a point where it felt like almost perfect. Race 3, kind of just like guessing as to what I needed to do. Unfortunately, didn't check the other things that failed on the car, but
And
that
so
happens.
you're making these setup changes based on like previous experience with, hey, when it's hot, the front tires are overworked. When it's cool, like the car it doesn't have to be as like I don't have to shift as much as the workload to the rear tires. Like just from like past experience with how the car acts in certain conditions, essentially, right?
Yeah, like I know what the car is going to do and how it's going to react and what setup change I need to do, whether I need to run more camber this event, less camber. Like a good example for Road Atlanta is like I experimented with like putting more packers in the front shocks because like I knew going into 10A, like the splitter just eats the ground I was like, all right, let me just put more packers. I was gonna, for example, increase front spring rate, to kind of prevent the car from bottoming out. But I was like, well, I like the softer rates, easier over the curbs, and I can use the packers to kind of prevent the splitter from bottoming out. So I don't know, there's a bunch of technical setup stuff you can get into, and at the end
Is
of the day,
there
it's an advantage for sure. And like if people want to win races, like you're gonna have to do it. Like I'm sure Magnussen is really good at like setting up his car. Um, and there's people that are more technical, but if you want to win the championship, you kind of have to do everything.
I don't know exactly what Andy's process is, but I know he's done something similar. So let me ask, when you've pushed past the like 15s with Hoosiers, so the car's just like automatically a ripper, and then you just do like good bolt-ons. What's the thing that you feel like if somebody else is doing that, they need to learn first?
Say it again. Sorry.
What's the thing that once you've gone past like nice bolt-ons and not like
Mm.
changing the geometries and all sorts of like when you've really pushed past that limit now with the 18s on the car with the tubs and da 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 da. What if there's somebody also building a car that they're pushing the limits of that chassis or they're pushing it out of their normal geometries and stuff that they have to understand? Is there one thing or is it like all of it?
I
Because
mean,
I
it's
asked
all
Randy
of it.
Popes the same thing and he had an answer, but I'm curious what yours is.
I mean, I think one advantage I have is like I've said, I've driven these cars for 10 years. So like I know what the car lacks and what the car needs. And I designed it to have a lot of adjustment in almost everything. Geometry, suspension setup, sway bars, front and rear. Um, I don't know, like
So
the
Randy's answer was bump steer, and we were talking about
oh
like the,
yeah.
the mid 2000s touring cars, and when he was driving for, I forget if it was TriPoint or the other Mazda 6 team, and they were like modifying the car past the
Mhm.
geometry that the car was designed to have. He's like,
Yeah.
once we started tuning bump steer and
Okay.
testing it and figuring it out, that's the
Yeah.
thing that was the thing that made the car. We had to
No,
understand that before the rest of it.
100%. So yeah, like for example, with all my stuff, like I actually done a lot of bump steer like measurements and fine tuning. So the whole front geometry was kind of constrained by the best bump steer I can get while increasing roll centers. So it gets pretty complicated, but the front bump steer on the car is really good. The rear bump steer on the car is really good as well. And you kind of want to reduce the bump steer as much as you can. Like hard to explain, but
Hold on,
it,
1 second. Just because Christine's mom listens to the podcast and she's gonna have no idea what bump steer is, can we explain it like you're explaining it to Christine's mom?
all right, so let's say I'm the driver of the car. These are my two front wheels, right? And if you hit a bump, you want those wheels to go up, but not change directions, right? So if you have bump in under compression, the wheels will kind of toe in,
Point
right? Which
towards
is
each other.
bad.
So, yeah,
Because
they'll
like
point
let's
toward
say
each
for
other.
example, toe in on the front is a terrible feeling. Because let's say you're going through a corner, your front leans, you turn the wheel, and as the front outside compresses, it's gonna bump in even more. So what will happen is you'll turn in, and then the front right will compress, and then it's gonna keep turning without you putting any input into it. So it's like this really weird feeling where the car does its own thing. Same thing like if you toe out a lot, like you bump in, the outside wheel will toe out. So like the car does weird stuff, right? So like you want to try to tune it so that the wheels do what you expect it to do. Now, like a great example about tuning bump steer, I don't really have a lot of adjustment on my car in the rear, especially. So I kind of just like I made it the best it can be, and it's been like that. But for example, like the Civic TCR cars, those cars have a ton of adjustment. So like they have control arms that are adjustable, like where they pick up on the chassis side and on the knuckles. So you can change every arm and how that affects roll centers, how that it affects anti-dive, anti-squat, and then of course how it affects bump steer. And so what they do with these Civics, you have a square tire setup, right? And the car is pretty heavy. So it's probably going to be a pretty pushy car, right? So in order to get these TCR cars to rotate in the corner, what they actually do, they set up bump out. Wait, what do they do? They set up
I would
bump
imagine
out
they would, yeah, it would be bump.
on lift.
Oh, on lift, I would assume on
on lift.
compression.
No, sorry, on compression. On
Yeah.
compression.
Okay.
Compression. Yeah.
So they toe in. So like let's say you go into a brake zone, the rear's gonna lift up, the rear wheels will toe in, so it's nice and stable under braking. And then as soon as you lean the car, the rear wheels will compress and they'll toe out. So it'll actually like make the car kind of like pivot around these corners. So that's like using bump steer to your advantage to get these cars to pivot. And it was kind of like, I don't know, like the whole TCR situation is weird because like Yas obviously designs this car to work in like this specific way. Yas. But like I remember like when I used to be on the hard team, like they didn't really like tell us what to do because like we'd be like, hey, like this is a setup we're running, and the engineers would be like, that's weird. Cool though. Like, have you tried this? And we're like, well, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And so like they would do crazy stuff like they would run no sway bars in the rear of those cars. Which like if you think about any like standard front wheel drive setup, you put a big bar in the back.
Yeah.
And what
Yeah.
they were doing is they were just making the rear like roll as much as they could and then use that bump out to just get these cars to turn around these corners. So I don't
Did
know.
having your hands on those cars help learn this stuff?
Yeah,
Because now
100%.
I
Yeah.
can't believe how I did not know this about these cars. I've now learned it about how this stuff works, but I feel like we were like the most amateur club racers with a TCR car with what we were trying to do with it because it was
Yeah.
all the basics. We never touched any of that. We did push the diff a little bit and that helped, but
Yeah, I mean, like I would say like amateur level motorsports, it's like, all right, what spring rates am I gonna run? What alignment, right? That's like entry
Yeah.
level stuff. Like once you get into like professional side, it's like, all right, what's my roll center? What's my roll axis? Like what's my bump steer characteristics? What's my anti-squat, anti-dive? So like
this
you're like in this whole like different like setup windows, and there's just so much more adjustment on these cars. So it definitely taught me a lot when I used to be on the team. And we used to even mess with the NSX GT3 for a little bit, and like I was pretty new to like, not new to motorsports, but like I was learning a lot back then. So like I didn't really capture a lot of that info. But when we started focusing on the Civic TCR stuff, that's when I started really like diving into like all this setup stuff and roll centers. And and it's cool to see like, they had the FKA TCR car, and then they had the Evo version, or I think it was the Evo version, and then like they changed the rear subframe around, and then you can see in like they give you like a manual, like they increase the amount of like roll center availability height wise in the rear by a ton. So like even Yas was like, we need more roll center in the rear, so like they changed these things around. So it's like, I don't know, kind of cool like that I was working on my car when I was designing the suspension, like, hey, like I want my roll center to be this in the front, and I want it to be like 60 mil higher in the back because I want to get that nice axis going. And then I could kind of see something similar with the TCR car. So like there's definitely a lot of like me looking at those manuals and like seeing how they have adjustments and like trying to replicate it as much as I can. But
You're a machine,
cool.
man. Like I would have no freaking chance in GLTC anymore. Like there's no way.
no, I mean,
Dude,
I don't know, man.
I aligned my car visually in my garage before Mid Ohio. Like I adjusted spring purchase based on how the car felt. Like I never corner balanced it until I brought it over to your house. Like I was doing it 100% off of feel, not knowing shit. Like
Yeah, I mean, there's people that align their cars once a season and like that's it. Like I put my car on the scale before every event and after every event, and I check the alignment, and I make sure like, hey, did anything slip? What moved? And is it the same setup that I expected was going to be there? Like I can make like in my Excel spreadsheet, it's like, all right, one of the quickest adjustments you can make is rake, right? So like, all right, let's increase the rear ride height by a turn, and that's gonna raises your rear roll center, and then affects rake. But like I can tell, I have a calculation that like, all right, if I raise the rear shocks one turn, it's going to reduce my camber by this much, it's going to change my toe by this much, and it's going to potentially affect my corner balance by this much. So
you have you have the curves of all that mapped out in your Excel sheet.
I have, I measured everything in my shop. So like when I'm at the track, so like I'm messing with my sheet right now. So if I add a ride height in the rear perch, I know that it's going to raise my rear ride height by 2.6 mil. It's going to decrease camber by 0.13. So like I have all this information in my sheet. So like I know exactly what I need to do and what it's going to do. So
okay, dang, that's pretty next level.
Yeah.
What are your big tuning tools? Do you have or do you know too much to have like one or two go-tos?
Uh, ride height in the rear is
So
probably
rake.
the number one. So rake. So
Interesting.
I usually try to set the car up in my shop to be like pretty neutral. Um, so like basically not have it be super aggressive. So then when I get to the track, I'm like, all right, either it's too loose or it needs more loose. It usually needs more loose.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then it's like, all right, let me raise the rear ride height a turn, or I'll just do like one corner. So like I'll do like the left rear to like try to put more weight on the right front, give it some wedge.
That's
And
my
then
favorite.
obviously sway bars is pretty easy. So I have like I can adjust the sway bar stiffness on the sway bar arm, or I can attach or change the attachment point on the lower control arm.
But
So that
you're not
that's
like changing your bump steer rate at like
no,
track to
no,
track or whatever.
no,
You
I
have it in
don't.
like
Yeah,
a
That
zone
stuff,
that you like, and then
I feel like most of that is down to consistency and drivability more than like you didn't unlock more raw speed somewhere by doing all this, but you can hit that raw speed all the time now, right? Versus like hanging on for dear life and sometimes getting it right. That's the
um,
impression I've gotten. Am I
yeah,
wrong?
I would say so. The car has definitely been more predictable because like there's like good loose and bad loose, right? There's like predictable, like you go into a corner trail brake, you get the car to rotate and you apply throttle and you like carry that rotation through. And then there's like you go into a corner and then the car just snaps loose and then you're chasing it and you're scrubbing speed, right? So
yep.
Yeah.
bad loose, like, all right, let me throw this super stiff spring rate at the back of this car and put the biggest bar to make it like rotate, but then like you hit a curb and the car is just pogoing all over the place, right?
Or you have
So
to baby the entry so much so it doesn't do that thing that it did that one time.
yeah. So
Yeah.
like definitely the car is more forgiving and like the setup at Atlanta was phenomenal. Like I remember like turn 6, like I would just turn in and then it's like and then I just like point the steering wheel straight and the car's just like woo and then I'm like full throttle the whole way. So it's like I don't know, it's like I got it set up to a point where it just doesn't do front wheel drive things. It's just like I don't know, it's always like it's like in the car it feels so natural. And then I always watch like other people's in-car video that are like behind me. And it's so weird because my car goes whoop and then it just like turns. It's
Yep.
just like I don't know, it's like Mario Kart. So like I like
He
jump
like
and then
jumps.
turn in, right? It just like it doesn't look normal, but the way I have the car set up, it's like I can get this car to pivot and then I can get to throttle super early and then like carry that speed through the corner and then like, make those passes on the straightaways.
So
And
when are you gonna build your first EKR shop car and sell it to a client?
I don't know. As soon as I turn my hobby into a business, it kind of I don't
Okay.
know. I'm worried.
You still
But
rather have your 9 to 5?
uh no. I'd rather just have someone give me money to build whatever I
Oh
want.
yeah. Me too. Me
Yeah.
too.
No, I don't know. I mean, so like obviously you guys are well aware I'm building that Accord
Yep.
because I got bored last year. Um so like I don't know what's gonna happen to the Civic, you know? It's
Well,
if you want to drive it, let me know.
you could throw a lizard in there. What the Accord's going to GT though, right?
So yeah, CD5 Accord 97 picked it up for a steal. Super nice car. It's actually a nice deal. I kind of wish I
It's
never
really nice.
messed with it. Should have bought another one.
It's not too late. It's not too late. You could put those fenders back in.
It's too late.
It's too late. Okay.
It's way too late. Yeah, no, the goal with that was to kind of apply everything I learned on the Civic and then take it up to another level. Basically make it as close as I could to like making an actual touring car while still using like a normal K series engine. And the goal now, and it still is, the goal is GT. However, I was expecting GT to be a little bit bigger this season
Mm,
at the first 2 events. So it's been kind of like
like
not
10
necessarily a
cars.
bummer. Um, but yeah, like I don't know, like Grid Life, I think they kind of messed up making GT and GLTC. Like I was always a fan of like the one class, that's it. Um, but like I still think, if I build the car for GT, hopefully the class will grow. Cause like at the end of the day, like I want to build my goal is to build like this old Honda Accord and like have it beat like factory built GT4 race cars. Like That's like my ultimate like goal is why I want to build it. Now the alternative is like I'll just build the car and then maybe make a decision to just make it TC legal. So then I would like change powertrain wise, but I think GT is going to be the ultimate goal just because like I want to push myself as a builder and like learn a lot new things and like I've been racing with stock K series engines for the last I don't know like since 2020 and bare bones, simple bolt-ons
Oh wait,
and
no, 2018 you were trying.
I think I had the B in 18 and 19. I
No,
think
no, no,
2020.
not your car. The 8th gen.
Yeah, I mean, I raced that for 2 events, crashed it, and then blew up the engine. That was wasting my time.
But you tried.
Add the years on.
You
Add the
tried.
years
I
on though. It
tried.
sounds better.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, so like, yeah, with this Accord, like, I want to, make 340 horsepower and sequential and
Is it gonna be
do all this crazy
turbo?
stuff.
Turbo? Supercharger?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
So the original
motor?
plan was to do. I think all motor is going to be. the
No
ultimate
way,
goal.
really? Like 9K, just like huge compression.
So the original plan was do supercharge on like a stock K, simple. And then we kind of got in touch with this company in the UK, Born HPP, and like this engineer that used to work in Mercedes F1. We met him at PRI, and like we talked about like hybrid and yada yada. And then he was basically, hey, I want to build an engine for you guys. And like his whole thing is like he wants to do a turbo engine, which would be sick. But like, turbos, it's a lot more complicated because you got to package it all, a lot more heat you got to mess with. And we were kind of set on that. But like this week, me and David from Hybrid were like, dude, an all motor, like 330 horsepower with ITBs and like running on 110 octane race gas and just have it be screaming to 10,000 RPM sounds pretty sick. So I think we're just going to do that.
That sounds way less reliable than one with a turbo, but you party on, Eric.
Yeah. I don't know.
You're having issues every once in a while with the basically stock K24.
Not really. I mean, I money shifted one.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Whatever,
I mean, who hasn't done that though? Am I right?
Yeah.
Not me.
Tom's like biting his lip.
My money shift. I was foot to the floor when I money shifted mine.
I saw this video.
Goodness.
It was the festival. What's the festival in the UK? Why am I blanking on it?
Goodwood.
Goodwood, yeah. And they had like an old Accord touring car, and of course, like those were H22 reverse heads, so they had ITBs on the front. And like with the camera, like on the side of the track, looking at the car coming at you, all you heard was just like this insane induction noise.
Oh yeah.
And then as soon as the car passed you, it was like exhaust noise, like totally different sound. So I was like, dude, I just want a car that's screaming coming at you, just like ITBs. I don't know. Sounds pretty sick.
Okay,
so
how about this?
Probably be like,
look, Eric, you build this thing for GT, all right? You build it for GT, whatever, like 10 cars show up. It's just a really freaking cool car. What if you also did hill climbs in it? Because that would be some like influencer like activity, right?
I don't trust myself on a hill climb.
Same.
What, really?
DJ, do you?
Yeah, I think I'd be fine.
Dude, here's a problem that I've always had
I'd be
with
fine too. Go ahead.
my cars is like I never trust the rear tires. So like, can you imagine doing a hill climb and like you go into this first corner, you're like, I hope it's gonna stick, and then it doesn't, and you spin out, go into the woods.
Well, you get multiple runs. It's like an autocross. Like it's not like you're like, well, here it is. This is the only chance I get. Like you get multiple times up the hill. Like you can dial into things.
Maybe I do one. Yeah, or maybe I do that with the Civic.
Were you a spinner at autocross? Were you like a run one spinner?
No way.
When's the last time you spun a car? Okay. That wasn't at Putnam.
I think I've only spun the sedan at Putnam.
Sure. I think I'd be fine too, but I don't want to find out that I wouldn't be fine because at every racetrack that I've ever like kind of had a little off at or like maybe had to like gather it up, I like that margin, I think.
Yeah, no, there's a lot more margin.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would be fun. I mean, I would try it.
I would too, but I don't fully trust myself with hill climb.
Liam in the chat says, you don't have to trust yourself. You just have to trust the person who made your roll cage.
No. Hard disagree. I think any amount of denting anything is unacceptable.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because Tom, we don't have our own cars, so like we can't go off and like wrap it around a tree, or we're just done driving cars basically.
Even people who do have their own cars who are willing to crash them or dent them.
I mean,
don't-
my
I don't
car
relate
has
to that.
been upside down in a creek, so that's kind of like crashing in a hill climb, and I fixed
That is,
it.
and it's back, and it's better than ever.
Yeah, and you
I'm-
never know.
I'm just saying those induction, like that vision that you laid out with the induction noises and then the exhaust noises or whatever. I'm imagining that at a hill climb,
In the trees,
and
yeah,
I'm
that'd be
just
sick.
imagining a bunch of like the audience watching this thing go by and losing their minds. Like that's all I wanted.
The audience of like 5 people.
Yeah, like
No,
all,
that's
Yeah,
what you have to do.
there's probably more.
all
You
7
gotta
of
ship
them
it
are
to Switzerland and Italy and get it in some of those videos.
yeah,
You know the
yeah.
ones I'm talking about.
Mm,
Mm.
Yeah. No, someone mentioned like Pikes Peak. Like I have zero interest in doing Pikes
No,
Peak.
Pikes Peak's a little too intense. I'm talking about like some Pennsylvania like hill climbs. That's what I'm talking about.
Pennsylvania. Oh,
Yeah. Not like an
But-
actual mountain. Like we're talking hill climb,
Yeah.
not mountain climb.
Anyway, I mean, yeah, so been a little stressed out trying to manage racing the Civic, build the Accord, edit YouTube videos. This Friday, I think we have a meeting with Hybrid to kind of talk more about the Accord project. So, of course, they're willing to be on board for that as well. So, hopefully, help out a little bit, make it happen.
Fingers crossed.
But no, Hybrid's been a great sponsor ever since I won K. Like David reached out to me when I had the B series. He was like, "Hey, like you want us to help you go K?" And I was like, "No, I want to stick with my B series."
Like a drug dealer. You want some K?
Yeah, basically. But
Wanna buy a sundial?
but no, they've been with me since like 2020, and like this year, like a lot of the owners of Hybrid are getting more involved in the race program, and they're like really hype about it. So like Matt came to CMP in Atlanta, and he's just like, "What do we need to do to make Eric win every race?" It's like, all right, he's on board. They signed up like this insane photo shoot before CMP. So like this whole year has been kind of insane. Like I had to get the car down to Baton Rouge like 2 weekends before CMP. So like me and my girlfriend, we drove Friday, Saturday, dropped the car off, flew back Sunday. Then I flew back to Baton Rouge, got the truck trailer, went to like this photo shoot area. They did that pretty sweet video edit. So if you didn't see it, it's on like my Instagram. It's just like a hype
It is
reel.
pretty
They
sick.
use a lot of
Yeah,
it
yeah.
for like media.
It's
But I don't know,
obviously
man.
working for them. Like obviously this whole program is working for them because they just keep diving into them. So like obviously you're doing a good job, and they're making it worth your while. And it's just a really good partnership that you guys have going.
Yeah, it's like that's like once you kind of find that one company that's like with you, it's awesome because like I talk to David almost every day and like we're all like, what do we want to do? Like, do we want to do this, build that? What's the next project? And like I don't know, they're just always down. And like now like the owners of the company, like Matt's not really a car guy. He's really smart. Like he's good with money and like good at investing and stuff. And like he showed up to these events and he's like, this is sick. And like they put him in a drift car. They put him in one of the Falcon drift
yep.
cars.
Nice.
And he was like, wow.
We got to build a
So,
Civic
like-
drift car.
Yeah, well, maybe front wheel drive drift car.
There is a question
yeah.
from a viewer asking when you're going to start doing drifting. So
I drifted Andy's car. That was sick. We did that at Pitt, and I kind of got the hang of it. I can hold the slide, but when you start bunging, I like lost position of the wheel. But it's man, like the problem I have is that like I'd only have fun if I built it to like full effort. And then I was like, Andy, how much would it cost to build? He was like 60,000 or something. I was like, not interested.
yeah,
But it would be sick. Like I don't know. I would love to do it more, but
drifting is fun when it's somebody else's car. That's what Eric just said.
it's like owning a boat.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
The best boat is the boat that's not
So
yours.
true.
Just a friend with a drift car is the best
Yeah.
drift car.
But I don't know. I'm like extremely busy as it is. Just like
Yeah.
managing a race car and trying to build another one and do everything else that I got to do. It's a lot of work, but I'm enjoying it. It's been a good year.
I'm just having
How-
fun just following along, Eric.
Thanks.
I agree. How has the YouTube been going? Has it shifted anything? We're like, oh, I got a YouTube, or is it like?
Oh,
hey,
it's
this is
always
cool.
that.
It is always
It's always that.
okay.
God, I edit a YouTube video. I got to sit down for 4 hours. So like,
Isn't editing like the most fun by the time you're done though? You're like, God, that was fun to
so
make.
here's the problem. Getting myself to sit down and do it is the hardest part. Once I finally like start doing it, like it's actually pretty fun. Like getting able to like tell your story. The other part of it is that like whenever I go to the track, everyone's like, "Dude, the YouTube's awesome. Like I love your videos." So like it motivates me to do
Yeah, yeah.
more. And then, also like the monetization is pretty sweet. Like out of all the media stuff I do, YouTube's definitely the most like lucrative in terms of money. So, it is nice that I can spend this time to this video. People enjoy it and like I get some money on the side to like spend more money on the race car. So yeah, I have to after this probably edit DMP part 2. Like the hard part is like
Being
being
Oh, you're that
quick with the
behind?
videos.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
definitely
dude.
gotta go. You gotta go edit.
Like my whole goal was to
Sorry.
like have the events on YouTube before I go to them or the next one. I already messed up, but
Honestly,
I
I
don't know.
think you're
Like,
doing the right thing because if Gears and Gasoline taught me anything, they do the same thing. It's just like the time relevance to when the event happened to when the video comes out is almost zero.
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
think
I
that
mean to
really
be fair,
matters
like
to.
I don't care about like I'm not gonna not post about Atlanta and then save it for YouTube. Like that's insane.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like for them, it makes sense. But for me, it's like I want like to update people like on the fly. Like, of course, if you watch it on Grid Lives, like you're gonna kind of already know. Um,
But
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 yeah, it's like
the people
it's
tuning in.
tough.
Go ahead.
It's tough to like manage. It's not necessarily tough, but like I really needed to get that CMP Part 2 video out before Atlanta. But I was like, I actually have to work on the car. So like obviously the car is always gonna take
Yeah,
priority.
yeah.
So it's like YouTube stuff, I'll try to do it as much as I can, but if I have to actually work on the car to make an event, like obviously that's what I'm gonna pick. So it's always like managing what I need to work on and when kind of thing.
The people
What were you gonna
tuning
ask,
into
BJ?
the YouTube channel, like I bet there's a large portion of that audience that isn't following anything Grid Life. They're probably not even following your Instagram. They're not following any of that stuff. They're just scrolling through the feed and they go, "Oh, another Eric Kutil video. I like the last one." And then they click on it and they're like, "Oh yeah, okay. A follow-up from the last video that I saw in my feed," right? Like that's the
Yeah.
only way they know you is just like every once in a while one of your videos shows up in their scroll.
Yeah. I mean, like I did a pretty technical video on the Accord for like kind of a rough design of the suspension geometry, and like that kind of like popped off, and I was like, oh damn, like people really enjoy this like technical videos because like there's so much YouTube car content that it's just like I'm gonna build this car in this
Yeah.
video, and it's like bolt ons, and then it's like after that you don't ever see the car again. It's like it's a giveaway or something else. So I don't know. Like the stuff I do is for myself. It's not for YouTube. Like YouTube is just like I'm gonna record what I'm doing. If you guys enjoy it, great. If not, like I don't care. It's like it's
Yeah.
not paying the bills. I'm not doing all of this to like make a living. It's just like extra for people to enjoy. And then at the end of the day, it helps me out because people see it. Sponsors will see it. Helps out. But like stuff like what Gears and Gasoline do, like that's their living, right? So they're obviously going to have to chase, the algorithm and do specific things to like make money. Like I know Ben, he had his EK Civic for GLTC and like the content never really hit for him with that project. So he kind of just scrapped it all, put a turbo on it, and all of a sudden it's like getting a shit ton more views because people love big numbers on YouTube, right? So, but like I feel like my core audience, like they're very dedicated and like I guess what like I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but the retention is like really high because like the people who want to
Yeah.
see my stuff, like they'll watch it all the way through. And I don't get a lot of dumb comments. Everything's very supportive. But once you start getting bigger, you start getting like random people that don't really know who you are, and they're like, talk shit and stuff like that. I don't know.
I was scrolling through that reel that got 1 million views because I was like, let's see the freaking brain dead comments that probably exist in here.
They were all pretty good.
No, there were some brain dead ones in there, but to me,
There always is.
to
but-
me, when the brain dead comments start coming in, that's how you know you hit the masses.
Yeah,
Right.
well, I had pictures of the Accord go pretty viral on Facebook with the tubs and like slammed with the wheel in there, and I got a lot of dumb comments because that extended past my followers and it went to like viral Facebook, and they're like, "There goes all your structural rigidity, and like you ruined it, and why did you have to slam it? You could slam it on like these 14-inch wheels. Like, what
Oh,
are you
no.
dumb?"
And
just I
they're
don't know.
and you're like,
It's
you don't
so
even know
funny.
what's happening over here, my guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you have no idea who I am, what I built, or what I'm gonna build, but
They thought
whatever.
you were just trying to scrape some frame, bro.
Yeah, you just gotta ignore all that. It's just funny at the end of the day.
Yeah. I
But
forget there was another person in our circle that like had something go kind of viral. And was it you, Tom? Tom, it was you with your that Z06 video that you recorded, and you were getting some like brain dead Corvette comments on there of like people being like, "What's he doing with that wheel? That wheel he's acting like that thing owes him money," or something like really
yeah, you
dumb.
gotta be smooth.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like
I got the same comment on one of mine.
Yeah, yeah.
Why is he jerking the wheel so much? He's
Yo,
gotta be smooth.
yeah, that guy
Yep,
doesn't know what he's doing.
I did. That's the only video of mine that ever got. I assume it was because of the Corvette of it all.
Yep.
That got some stuff like that.
I was kind
Yeah,
of
for the
like,
most part, I always found it interesting when I transitioned from, as if I chose, when I went from pro racing to grid life. You know, towards the when we stopped winning. Let's say the first two races of 2019 in IMSA we won, and the engagement was great, and people were stoked, and a lot of people saw it, and they knew how we did, and they were very excited about it. But then the rest of the year, we barely podiumed and barely finished races. And I would post these like incredible professional photos of the car. And I was posting updates and things, but the only relatable part of it was how we did. And then when I got this S2000 and I shifted back to grid life and I just started posting about having my own car, the engagement shot through the roof. People who knew what I was up to shot through the roof. And then it became way less about how I was doing. It didn't even matter that I was barely finishing races and that the car sucked and I was not having any fun, right? Because people were like relating to the S2000 and they thought it was cooler that I had my hands on it, I think, and that it was an attainable car instead of this $300,000 Civic.
Yeah.
I
mean, for sure. It's people like, especially like the algorithm, I think loves to relate to more like individual like content creators and like people who build their own stuff rather than like a racing team that's racing in like the Nürburgring 24 or IMSA or SRO. It's people don't really relate to any of that. Whereas they see my stuff, they go, "Man, that's a 4-door Civic from '92. Like I have an EG hatch. Like that's awesome." And like, wow, he's ripping on this track and holy cow, that K24 is beating a V8 B&W that's probably making 600 horsepower. Damn. And I don't correct them. I go, yeah, K24
Yeah.
VTEC, baby. And then Magnuson goes in there. He's like, actually, I'm detuned to 230. So I feel kind of bad for Magnuson because it's like, it was the same thing with Matan. Like, holy cow, like, look at the Civic beating this Corvette.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, I mean, technically the Corvette's like half its power, but you don't need to know that.
Yeah.
You just need to know that I passed the Corvette with a Civic, and people
Yep.
know that. But
They
I
got
don't
3
know.
years of OP rules. That's the payoff.
I feel
I don't
like
know. It's like that
Eric's
one reel
found
blew up, and everyone comments how much they love like the mixture of cars and like the touring cars, like racing, and it's like it's not F1, it's not like a spec series. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
cool.
it's
Who was
cool.
that guy that was really he like went viral for for racing a Civic at
Jordan
Bathurst?
Cox.
Jordan Cox.
Yeah.
You're the new him.
Yeah, he like was kind of like the first one to blow up like club racing wise, I would say. And like
Yeah.
it's kind of funny because like now whenever my stuff kind of goes viral, like everyone tags Jordan Cox. So I don't know, it's pretty cool. It's like I'm the current version of his viralness or something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean it was cool because he was racing like this EG hatch against like a V8 Falcon, like Ford Falcon or whatever, like what is it, V8 supercar or something. So it's
production.
like huge disparity, and then like you would get him in the turns and stuff. Yeah, someone just linked it. So it's
Sam
pretty
posted
cool.
it. I mean, when are you gonna be racing on the ring with your YouTube friend Jimmy Broadbent?
Jimmy Broadbent. It's pretty cool because Jimmy and Misha have both responded to some of my reels. So like Misha is building a EG coupe for like this crazy time attack Nürburgring car. So I don't know, it's pretty cool. Like these guys are like huge on YouTube, but
You're showing
I
up
don't
in their
really-
algorithm.
What's that?
You're showing up in their algorithm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
like
that's pretty
I used
sick.
to like I watched a ton of Jimmy Broadbent like back when it was like COVID because sim racing was pretty big. So I watched a lot. I mean, I still do. I still watch both of their content. So I don't know, but I'm just a normal guy. I'm nothing special.
I mean,
I'm just the car at the end of the day.
you're just
People don't care about me. They just care about the car and my spreadsheets.
yeah. They kind of do. Yeah. That's well. At least you have a
We
cool
care
car.
about you, Eric.
Yeah,
That's
we
why you're on this
care.
Aw.
podcast.
We care.
But you guys haven't hung out with
The-
me in like the last
The
few months.
Well, we got to be at the same event. I haven't been to a Grid Life event since the event I raced at CMP.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've been eyeing
We'll
up
have to
the I've been eyeing up
go
the
to,
group
like,
chat. I'm
chili
like,
cook-off.
do I just leave this muted or do I leave the chat? I don't know. It's like because there's a lot of
Yeah.
messages in the GLTC chat. There's every time I look at it, there's 100+ missed messages, and there's no way I can read through all
Yeah,
those.
Don't
I
worry.
have a hard time keeping up
Ain't none of them
as
ever been
well.
productive. Don't worry about it. Not one ever.
I don't know. Sometimes Matt posts some pretty funny memes.
That's true. They are
Yeah.
funny sometimes.
Aaron Grimm, he's 16, so he can't race at Watkins.
Oh, for
Unless
real?
he gets unless he gets some kind of like legal something. I don't know, but
Emancipation.
Matt Walbaum like photoshopped his image on the McLovin driver's license. He's like, just do this.
That's funny.
I thought that was pretty hilarious. He had a lot of
McLovin
issues at
P3
Atlanta.
in his NC. That's fun. Eric, do you want to answer some podcast questions?
Sure.
All right, there's a lot.
I'm having a bladder emergency, so I'm going to be back in 60 seconds while you play the thing and ask the first question.
Okay. Thank you for reminding me to play the thing. All right. Emails. All right, Eric. I'm going down the list. We're gonna do these quick because there was like 20, 30 questions that came in. All right. So
Sure.
Ryan A asked, what is Eric's favorite demo car from any JDM tuning firm, specifically Honda tuning firms?
Demo car. Oh man. I mean, like, like Spoon's pretty sick.
Okay,
obviously.
I was thinking Spoon. I'm like the only
But, like,
the only one here is the Spoon, like all the Spoon cars basically, right?
trying to think. Yeah, I mean, they're all pretty cool. Like they're mostly not that crazily modified. Like Seeker makes some pretty cool cars. Probably something from Jay's Racing. Now that I think about it, like one of their Fits or like their S2000.
I was gonna say
I think the S2000 would have been sick.
they
Like
made
the
a
one that
pretty
they put
bonkers
on the
fit.
Kanjo or the Toge.
Yeah.
Toge Monster.
Oh yeah, dude, those videos are
What'd
so
you call
great.
me?
Toge Monster.
I mean, you kind of are a little bit of a Toge monster. Let's be honest.
Okay, I'm back.
All right, so Tom, we're just like rapid firing through these questions since there's so many. All right, so KB
visited
Anderson,
Pretty
what's
sick.
that?
And Spoon. I visited a lot of shops in Japan. It was sick.
Were they like, oh, Eric, we follow you on Instagram?
No.
No. So KB Anderson writes in, what's been the most valuable process to evaluate your car's performance and execution? What was the most game-changing revelation was discovered? I think you kind of already touched on this, but if you want to just like recycle it.
Lap times.
Okay.
No,
Going
I
fast.
have a problem where like I could drive around a lot of issues with a car. So like it helps getting out of the car and like trying to think about what the car did and what you can do better and like how you can change things. So like a lot of the times I'll forget to like write down notes or like kind of summarize the session. So like I try to be more conscious of that. So definitely take notes and was the car pushy in this corner? Was it bouncing over this curb or just write notes down and then you can kind of go from there.
Do you write notes like with a track map in mind or just like do you have like sessions sheets or like how is it formatted?
I mean, I have a column for every session and I'll write like in that column what the car did that session and like if I need to call specific corners I'll type it out. But
okay.
I'll write like a paragraph as to like what the car did and then it's nice to look at that a year later and be like, hey, the car was pretty yada yada, did this bad and I changed this to make it do that and then it did that. So like, yeah, now I'm gonna do that again.
So then you have a little bit more confidence to be like, okay, I'm gonna make the setup change. Because anytime you make a setup change, it's like a little, well, the car's not that bad, and it like if I change this thing, maybe it makes it worse, right? Like that's always in the back of your head. So okay, Tom, if you want to ask any of these questions, you can jump right in. I'm literally just scrolling from the top of the list.
I skipped over a bunch of goofy ones. This is from Danny. What aspect of car setup do you think is underutilized by most club racers?
Uh, Definitely the bump steer. Like a lot of people, like you guys talked about it. Like people will mess with suspension parts and like not measure it, and then like you have no idea that you completely mess something up. There's these infamous tie rods you could put on a Honda, and like normally on like an EGDC, the tie rod's mounted on the top of the knuckle. For some strange reason, this company sells tie rods that you mount below the knuckle, and it completely ruins the bump steer of the car to the point where like it's completely undrivable. And like people will buy these parts, have no idea why their car is handling like crap, and they just like stick with it because someone told them to buy these parts. So, I don't know. That's definitely a huge thing. Um, yeah, I would say like alignment too, like making sure you know what your alignment is, like what your camber is, what your toe. That's pretty important. And then another thing I like to stick to at the track is if I don't have an alignment rack, I don't like to mess with things that isn't a fixed adjustment. So like I have toe arms in the back of my car that have like teeth. So like I can increment the toe arm to change toe by a specific amount. So like if I want an extra 2 mil of toe out, I know that I can make this adjustment at the track and not have to realign the car.
Yeah, it's not like an
So there's a lot of
eccentric where it's kind of
yeah, it's not
like,
a
I don't know, it
slot
moved.
where yeah, it's a guess. So like anytime you can use a shim is awesome. Like I could put shims for my rear camber arms. So like I can add a shim to increase or decrease camber and I have like fixed amounts. So definitely things you could do at the track that are pretty easy, but also don't drastically change alignment if you don't have like a leveled playing or surface. But
Okay,
There you
so
go.
Raul Iriarty, he asked, will he join us for the sim racing Lizard Brains events?
In the off season.
I don't have
Well,
an
or maybe on season.
I need to get like a new sim rig, honestly. Which I've been kind of in the talks with this one company, but like our emails go back and forth like every 3 months or like a month.
So maybe next year you'll have a new sim rig.
They've been pretty busy, but yeah, I have like this
You know,
old Fanatic steering wheel, and if I turn too hard, the off center gets messed up. So then I have to like readjust my hands on the wheel, or like try to like calibrate it back straight. It's a pain in the ass. So like,
Eric,
that's kind of the main reason I stopped playing.
I have a bunch of extra equipment I could just give you.
or I also just got a new sim rig. You could have my old one. It's pretty good.
I mean,
It's
your old
literally-
one is the same wheel that I have now.
Yeah, but it's
the
functional.
Fanatic
Yours sounds
CSL.
broken. Yours sounds
It's also
broken.
made-
So
Yeah,
wood and wobbly.
I gotta edit YouTube videos. I'm pretty busy.
All right, so a solid maybe, as DJ.
Maybe.
expected.
okay,
I
solid
would
maybe.
like to do it again. Shitoku Revival Project.
Hell yeah, or Forza 6.
Yeah, I am actually gonna buy it. Horizon, yeah.
Yeah, and play it on
Or-
a controller, you filthy casual.
By the way,
I'm a chill
we're
gamer
playing
now.
iRacing Arcade as a Discord right after this. If anybody wants to hang out after. Eric, this is from Taylor. Do you ever worry that Civic dominance may bore fans?
I think everybody loves a Civic. Everybody loves a little four-door Civic sedan slammed on nice wheels.
What if people start rooting against you though because you're winning too much?
What I might do is after the Accord for GT, I might build like a first gen Odyssey for TC.
Hell yes.
Is that gonna have trailer fenders as
sick.
wheel well
Oh,
as
yeah.
well? Yeah. On like, what are you gonna do? Like put it on 19s or something?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be sick.
Okay.
I just want to like I don't know, build wacky Honda stuff.
Ito wants you to build
It would be
Insight.
The Insight would be cool. I don't know. Like I would like to build something rear-wheel drive, but I don't know, man. The front would like if people drove my car, they'd be like, "Holy shit, this is fun!" Like not a lot of people give front-wheel drive credit because most of the front-wheel drive cars they drive are probably trash.
That's true.
But like if you drive like if Max Verstappen drove my car, I think he'd be impressed.
There was a clip of him saying that front wheel drive is wrong wheel drive.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta get a hold of Red Bull and see if you can have Max come out and drive your car.
Yeah.
How tall is Max? Would he fit in your car or would he have a DJ situation?
He'd probably have a DJ situation.
You know, he's pretty tall, I think. I think he's like 5'11 or something.
Somebody in the chat look up how tall Verstappen is so we can get the
That's
ball
right, he
rolling
said-
on this.
He said front wheel drive is anti-driving. But I'm with you. That's like that's an idiot perspective. You've
Yeah,
never
I mean,
driven
he's
a front-wheel
driving
drive
like
car.
a stock Civic Type R, like a
Right.
FL5, right? And it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
Okay, this is also from a fellow front wheel drive driver. Diego, how did you get yourself to commit and continue investing in a quote unquote inferior drivetrain layout / platform? Did you ever have any moments where you wish you went with something more traditional? He referenced Corvette S2000, BRZ, etc.
I don't know. I might be stupid. No, I mean, I don't know. Like, I always knew the cars were good. Like, starting out with like an Integra Type R, like autocrossing, it's like this car can do whatever the hell you want it to do. And like when I drove my car at that Putnam event with Andy, we swapped cars, and it was crazy because like I remember being in his FRS, which is a great car, and I'm in this corner. I think it's like turn 8, like that long sweeper. You get into this corner in his car, and then like that's it. There's nothing else you can really do. Like you're kind of committed to the line. You can't make it turn more unless like it didn't really have the power to like oversteer. Whereas like my car, you get in the corner, and then if you need more rotation, you kind of just like lift off the throttle, and then like the car pivots, and you can get it to turn more. I don't know. It was like an interesting dynamic to see like how our cars were so different, and how I can manipulate my car a lot more, like in a mid corner situation to turn more. Whereas like his car, it's all like how you enter and then carry speed through the corner. It's hard to explain, but
Yeah, that makes sense.
my car does crazy stuff if you need it to, which like you don't really want to do that in a rear-wheel drive car, I would say. So there's advantages, and then there's of course disadvantages, but the fact that our races are 15 minutes long, like you're never really going to encounter a disadvantage with a light front-wheel drive car.
I also think people forget that you did highly dedicated SCCA club racing for like 4 or 5 years before you helped
Yeah,
like found
yeah.
and start Grid Life. So you had so much momentum behind your understanding of it, and like you had the car, and you had almost won championships. Like you're like at the pinnacle of where you were already at before they started to know you with the Grid Life stuff.
For sure. And like in SCCA, it was STL, like the front wheel drive
Yeah.
Hondas were the cars to have. So like the Miatas were always struggling because of engine choice, but like you put 225 Hoosiers on a Civic, it's gonna freaking turn. Like handling's not an issue, right? So,
Yeah.
and then like now with the street tires, I have 255 18s on the front and then 225 in the back, right? So you stagger the tires to just have all the grip on the front axle, which once again that kind of helps me with the tire stagger. Whereas like Andy is running like a 245. Well, I have more tire on the front end, even though I have to do everything with the front tires. If I get the car to pivot to where I don't even need to steer, I just use my throttle and just kind of carry a slide. It works
It's
out
like
really
one of
well.
those if you've ever pushed a dolly, where they stack it like a moving dolly, you could just lean it
Yeah,
back and turn it wherever. That's Eric's
yeah,
car.
yeah, yeah. It's I don't know. Like I always knew the car could be competitive. It's just took a little bit to get the setup right, and of course, trying to beat the Corvettes was tough with the lighter car, but who knows? Maybe this is my year again. We'll see.
Jonathan Lugod is wondering if you're going to Laguna Seca this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
He would also like to know if you have any thank yous for him for all those messages you sent him back in 2015.
The OS Geiken diff has been the secret sauce to a lot of front wheel drive success, which definitely a lot of help from Lugod.
Yeah, he has a screenshot of a text that you sent him. Let me see if I can. Okay, so it says, I'm going to read the screenshot here. It says, hey, so you're, I don't even know what this word is. I'm assuming it's a typo, but it's OINOJO.
Yeah, that's his Instagram handle. I don't know.
Okay. So,
That's so funny.
hey, so you're Onyo Joe from Road Race, right? I ended up following your advice setup for the ITR, and it really helped. Reduce the rear sway bar to half stiff, decrease camber to about 3 front and 1 and 1/4 degrees rear, and raised the ride height. That's where I said, John, this is AI generated. That Eric Kutil does not raise the ride height. You said this all helped a lot, and I just wanted to say thanks for the ideas. And his reply was, "Yep."
He was probably like, "Who the fuck is this kid? Annoying ass autocrossing nerd."
This is from 420 in 2015.
That's funny. Yeah, that's back when we autocrossed an STX ITR in nationals, and we were like we were like always undergunned because everybody had 245s, but nobody made a 245-15. So me and Tad Kunze, we were just like stuck on a 225 rival, but we did pretty well.
Yeah,
Fun
you guys
car.
did. Chandler, our buddy Chandler wants to know, what's the scariest car you've ever been in?
Uh,
I assume he's
drove
related to it if he asked that.
probably anything that Aaron owns because it's really expensive. Like I drove his C8 and I drove it like an absolute wuss. Like I was kind of disappointed just because like I don't know, I was afraid of messing it up and I just didn't know the limit of what the car could do. It's so weird. Like I'm so used to driving my front wheel drive Civics that like when I get into something else that's totally different, I like my brain doesn't function.
You're such an enigma, Eric, because you've literally
Yeah, I
just been
know.
driving like the same chassis for more than a decade now.
Like I remember anytime I drive like his fast cars, like I drive him slower than my Civic, and I'm like always leave disappointed. It's like, man, do I suck at driving anything but a Civic?
But
Am I just
you
stuck in
did
the Civic life forever?
you did drive his GLTC Miata at one point, and you ended up
That
setting the
felt like a front wheel drive or rear wheel drive Civic. So like, so I think a lot
I
of the
think
problem that I have is
you're
that I'm so used to everything being manual, like manual brakes, like a lot of feel in the steering wheel, like hard to shift. So like I'm so used to driving these cars that the Miata felt exactly the same as
We're
my Civic. So
opposite,
like that
Eric.
was easy.
I'm off
right.
then
No,
pace.
when I
you're
get
confusing
into
front and rear wheel drive with 90s.
Yes.
yeah,
You just
I think that's the
you mastered
problem.
the 90s car.
Yeah, and so then I get into the C8 and I'm like, I have no idea what the car is doing or what it's trying to tell me. And it's just like I just feel lost. So I
So
think
we're
I don't know,
opposite.
like what I want to do one day is I want to like hit up Aaron and be like, "Hey, can I just drive your Corvette for like a full day and just like not be a wuss and try to figure this out?" I think he'd be open to that. But
I think so.
a lot of the times I end up going to his events and I'm like, man, I want to drive my Civic with full power and full aero. So then I do all this stuff to my car. And then I want to drive my, I don't know.
Yeah. But
But
we're on opposite ends, Eric, because anytime I jump into a like full manual car, I feel like I struggle because I don't have a lot of experience in them. And
yeah.
most of the cars I've ever driven have powered brakes and power steering, and like do they feel kind of numb? Maybe a little bit, but like I'm barely touching the wheel and barely touching the pedals. Like, and that's
And I
like
guarantee you, like all your sim racing experience, like translates to that
yes,
100%. Cause like you don't even, like you're, I don't know, you're
I'm
just like
visual.
used to that
Yeah.
disconnect. But I don't know.
We'll trade cars.
DJ, how long have we been going?
Hour and 17.
Okay, Eric, are you in a hurry? We still have a
No.
lot of questions. Cool.
Go.
This is from relates from Liam. Will you ever take the sedan to an autocross? Also, have you ever thought
Yeah,
about trying
100%.
slicks or a stickier Super 200 compound for a track day to see how fast it can go?
Yeah, I do want to do autocross with it. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I do miss autocross. I think autocross is the most competitive thing you can do.
I agree.
Like coming from my experience, like going to nationals, like 100% way harder than I think what I do in GLTC. So give those guys credit. I did like an unlimited track day last year with like full aero, a big splitter, and like it took all the weight out with full power, so that's always fun. I do want to maybe try to get like 285 Falcon RT660s. They're kind of helping me out this year, so it'd be fun to like, hey, can you send me a pair of those, and I'll like put it on the front, and then I'll just see like exactly how fast I can make this thing
You should come
and
to
not
Eagle
have it kill
Canyon
me.
for
Where's that?
SCCA Time Trial Nationals
Oh yeah,
Where's
you
that?
should.
It's in October.
Where is that?
Oh, sorry, Texas, Dallas.
Ugh,
Not too far from Baton Rouge.
that toe sucks.
Look, we're talking
It
about
does
being
suck.
at the same
Have you
I'll
event
do
seen
it for
gas
you.
prices?
I'll do it for
recently?
you. Well, I won't pay for the gas though. I'll do
I'll
the
get the
drive though.
gas. That'd be fun.
Uh,
Message me after. Let me know when it is.
I didn't realize you were planning on going to that, Tom. I'm also planning on going to that. Eric, this is the event that we all go to.
There you go.
Uh,
DJ, you have one? You want me to keep going?
Someone said if I were to build a Euro car, it'd be a 4-door E36 with trailer fenders.
Oh, you almost had me. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, in the live
I do
chat.
want to build like an Altezza, an IS300. That'd be fun too.
That's
Oh my
like
God,
that's
our
some
friend
awesome
Anthony.
that's some awesome Cobb energy.
I'm stuck with 4 doors now. I guess it's my life now. I'm a super touring guy.
Devin, the asker of ridiculous questions for the podcast, ask, what's the most interesting animal fact that you know?
there's like this fish. It's like a crab, and it can like punch things,
For real?
and it like
A shrimp.
breaks the sound of speed.
Oh, it's a
Or
shrimp.
I don't know, underwater, and it like can destroy. What is it called?
People already know what this is. What we are
it a
surrounding
mantis
ourselves
shrimp?
with dorks.
Yeah, that's it, dude.
Yeah.
And
Dude, they're
it's
so
super
cool. Look
colorful.
how pretty they are.
Oh wow,
It
it's
like
very pretty.
it will fuck you up if it hit you. It's crazy.
Dude, what?
All right,
It's just
so
like-
all
it's just
Eric's
like-
gym
it's like,
gains are to be
Bam!
this whole fitness pursuit is to become a mantis shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Oh.
who wouldn't want to be a mantis shrimp? Like, look at that thing. Look, Google it
it's
if
sick.
yeah, are they all that rainbowy? Like that thing is cool. All right. Well, Tom, what's the most interesting animal fact you know? I feel like this one has to go around.
The most interesting animal fact that I know is that male seahorses carry the babies,
Okay.
not the females.
I don't think I really
What's
know
yours?
any. I don't know. I'm
Actually,
drawing a
you know
blank.
what? Let's take this on a sidebar because my brother listens to this podcast sometimes. And when I talked about my parents going to the Galapagos Islands,
Oh,
I apparently cited an incorrect lizard fact, and
And
he's very
I went with
disappointed
you.
in our knowledge
no.
about lizard facts.
normally I check Tom on the lizard facts, and I was just like, yeah, Komodo dragons are totally in the Galapagos Islands. Like,
Not
Are they
even from
not?
here a little bit.
No,
so
they're
actually,
not.
DJ, I'm gonna need your best lizard fact, and Eric, I'm gonna need yours too.
lizard
For my
fact. Oh crap. I literally know nothing about lizards except that our podcast is named after one. I just outed myself so hard. Eric, you got any
Nothing?
lizard facts?
You got any lizard facts, Eric?
No.
Okay, man.
Yeah,
I used
alright,
to
well-
collect like those orange salamanders in Pennsylvania when I was younger.
Collect
cute.
them.
I mean, I used to gather them and then bring them in the house, and then I don't know
And
what
then
happened
get-
after
and then
that.
get
but
yelled at.
Probably
I used to catch frogs as a child.
makes sense.
Yeah, I'd catch them all the time. I would catch crawfish too. They're like
Did you
little.
lick 'em?
They're like little lobsters. You would go digging in the creek for them.
Crawdads.
Did-
I know that iguanas freeze and fall out of the trees if it gets too cold. That's
Wow.
my fact.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
is another. Well, this is a question from Alex, who tracks a
Mustang.
BMW 1 Series.
Oh, yes,
I'd
never
like
mind.
to learn what he learned to learn how to do suspension between analyzing camber, caster, toe, curves, etc., and how to decide on something like an ideal motion ratio.
Sounds like you got to go work on an IMSA team. Good luck, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, like it sucks that forums aren't really a thing anymore because you could definitely learn a lot of information on forums. But I mean, you can always start by reading books. Like books definitely help.
Which
but
ones?
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like experience. Like you kind of just like learn stuff as you go if you're willing to learn.
Do you have
When
a
you say
book?
that, is that like you put the car on 4 jack stands and you travel it through its motion ratio with the suspension loaded and unloaded, or like what do you
Yeah, like
actually
if you want to
physically
check bump
put that into?
steer, you can buy like a bump steer gauge and kind of measure it. You take the shock out and you just put the wheel up and down. Like another important tuning tool is like bump stops. Like a lot of people will get coilovers and they'll just throw them on the car and they won't really do anything. What's going on with Tom over there?
I talk about bump stops all the time.
Yeah, bump stops are really important.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you hear that, Tom
you
O'Gorman?
want to cycle your suspension and make sure like your bump stops are
Mhm.
actually engaging when they
Yep.
should and not bottoming out.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a ton.
Wait,
of
why do you
things.
take the shock out?
So you
the
can move it.
spring
You said.
is what I meant.
The
Take the spring out to
You
measure
take the
what?
spring out just to like cycle the suspension up and down.
So you can move it.
Oh, to give it full travel without
yeah,
something
yeah,
in the
yeah.
way.
So you're
Yeah,
not.
yeah, okay.
So you're not lifting the car off the jack stands because then it gets a little sketchy.
Yeah, so like, yeah, you always want to make sure you have full wheel travel and the tires not touching something, not rubbing or not hitting like a shock tower, or your upper control arm is not like jamming itself into the chassis. So there's like a lot of things that you should know when you kind of cycle your suspension. But yeah, there's
Mike is
a
asking
ton of
what
things.
book-
Like YouTube's a
book
good
suggestion.
thing. Yeah.
All right, Eric, if you could eat one thing for the rest of your life. Oh, this is from Devin again. If you could eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be and why is it banana pudding?
I'd probably eat hot dogs with sour cream.
Hell yeah. What a throwback. We still,
Holy
Eric,
shit.
just so you
That
know,
was so fast.
Just to make DJ happy.
dude, we still talk about sour cream on this podcast. Just a quick little sour cream update. That is still a thing.
I don't know, some form of Mexican food because you can change it into a bunch of different things with the same ingredients.
Okay, solid answer.
Like a burrito, you can make anything a burrito.
What if it had like the same nutrition, like if it was just nutritionally like neutral, like
Like
it
a
wasn't
brick?
bad for you.
Wait, what?
Like if like for instance, if I could just eat donuts for every meal and it wouldn't like kill me, I absolutely would. I freaking love donuts.
I don't know, pizza. I like cereal a lot.
What about you, Tom?
I don't know.
Dude, underrated answer. Ice cold milk in cereal. That's a great answer, actually.
What cereal? Though? What cereal? Hold
mm.
on. What's the best cereal? Because there's a
I
lot of
change
different
it up.
cereals.
I like using like pretty bland cereal, but then I spice it up with like blueberries and raspberries.
Ooh,
and
that's like a
strawberries.
Christine move. Christine does that a lot.
That's a part of a balanced breakfast.
According
I've
to
been on a
commercials.
cottage cheese kick lately. A lot of protein.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll put like frozen berries and I'll have cottage cheese. I'll de-thaw the berries and
So
then I'll add cottage cheese.
All right.
it's
So
good.
what's your go-to cereal then?
Like Cheerios, I like Special K, Rice Krispies.
These are such boring cereals. My
Yeah, no, they're
God.
pretty boring, but like it's,
You know
it's
what-
all about the
You know
the
what mine
fresh
is?
fruit.
Count Chocula, baby. Oh my God. Dude, I can't, like, once I pour that first bowl, I literally can't stop. I eat the whole box. So I make sure I buy the little box so I don't kill myself. Like, I purposely buy the little small boxes.
I do mess with sweet cereal, but yeah, it gets dangerous because then I
It
just
does,
keep eating
yes.
it.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah. You can't stop. What about you, Tom?
Taylor said he thought you were a Wheaties guy. Reese's Puffs. I feel like we just had this conversation. Did we not just do this on the podcast?
I don't think
I
we
think
did.
Reese's Puffs, Raisin Bran for boring one, and
Agreed.
Frosted Flakes, great. Captain Crunch, great. Those are my
Captain
four.
Crunch, I mess up my roof of my mouth. I go in too savagely and I just have no patience for it.
Is
And
that
I-
the
Like
one with the
Sour Patch
marshmallows?
Kids.
I come out with wounds.
What'd you ask, Eric?
Is that the one with the marshmallows, Captain Crunch?
No, that's just
No.
it's got the
Wait,
sharp
which
little
one's Captain Crunch?
squares that if you go in too hard too early, the milk doesn't have a chance to go into it,
Why am I
and you just end
blanking
up
on-
bleeding. But it tastes delicious, so you're fine with it until you're done.
I love Captain Crunch. Yeah, that's good.
So good.
How do you wait?
Yeah.
How do you not know what Captain Crunch is? I need to know what Eric's childhood was because I feel like half of my diet when I was a child was
Dude.
Captain Crunch.
Let me tell you a funny story. My parents are both from Czech Republic. Peanut butter is not a thing in Europe. And I
Oh.
remember I was like 8 or 9 and I saw someone eating a peanut butter jelly sandwich. I was like, what is that? Can I try some? And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I remember I went straight home and I complained to my mom. I was like, Mom, how did you not make me peanut butter jelly sandwiches my whole life? Yeah.
Do
They're
your
great.
parents still avoid peanut butter?
No, they like it. I like
Okay.
doing peanut butter and jelly on like a rice cracker. Pretty
That
good.
is good. I like okay, Eric, here's a question that me and Tom
Why
have
are-
definitely answered on because we talk about food in this podcast a lot. Okay, so just buckle in.
Sure.
All right, you're stopping at a gas station. What are you grabbing? Like, what's your gas station
Ooh.
snacks?
Lately, my girlfriend, she has like these bento boxes and she'll put like different snacks in each one. And then when we travel, she'll bring like 4 of these boxes of different snacks. So like that's been a game changer because it's
Yeah,
just
I
like
want that.
everything. Yeah, it's like Sour
So your
Patch
gas station
Kids.
top tip is
Is have a
Is a
girlfriend that
homemade
pet?
lunch?
Yeah. What?
Yeah. Well, it's like all of the options in my
Wait,
truck
no, you
already.
started good. Sour Patch Kids. Keep going.
It's like Sour Patch Kids, like vanilla covered, like pretzels or yogurt covered, whatever they're called. And then
Yeah.
it's like M&Ms, and then what else? She had a watermelon Sour Patch Kids, Nerds gummy clusters.
Oh my God, these
Oh,
are
what
like
else?
actual
Dude,
like.
She goes to like Costco and she'll buy like 20 different bags of stuff, and she packs it all. It's great. And then it's like she'll have like a savory box, so it's like nuts and plantain chips and almonds. and like peanut butter, something, trail mix. So yeah, it's just like everything. But I'm usually I like the candy. Candy's kind of my
I
go-to.
can't do it. I'll unlock the sugar monster and I'll just next thing you know, I'm buying like a couple boxes of Count Chocula and I just lose control. And
Ooh, I like Pirate's Booty. I get Pirate's Booty at Costco. That's pretty
Dude,
good.
you changed my life on that one.
well, I don't
Dude,
even know what that is.
oh,
What is that?
oh, it's so good. They're like you get these little bags and they're nice because they're like 70 calories and they're really good. It's like white cheddar, like corn puffs.
Mm.
But then you could eat like 8 bags in one sitting and not feel
Yep.
like shit. Even though
So I learned about this through Eric when I would be at his house and he would offer it to us. And it was so good that I couldn't take him up on it because I would have to have like 4 of them.
yeah.
But when I dog sit Senna, every once in a while, I would go to town on that box of Pirate's Booty.
Is it only at Costco? Do I need to get a Costco membership just for Pirate's Booty?
I mean, you should get a Costco membership, no matter what.
I don't think I have a Costco near my house, so it would be a trip.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, I have a Sam's Club. Do you think there's Pirate Booty at Sam's Club?
Still speed secret, eat booty.
Darian would agree.
All right. That's our food breakdown for the podcast. Is there anything else that we should be asking Eric, Tom?
I kind of scanned through and filtered out the weird people.
The weird
questions.
people. Did you guys?
Wow.
Did all you
Eric, do you
listeners
ever get
call.
tired of people being weird around you? Because we asked about you coming on the podcast and people got so weird.
No. I'm used to it. I'm weird.
All right, that's good. That's good.
People can be weird around me. That's fine.
I mean, the last one that I think, so Jackie asked how much better your car is with the triples. And if you're worried about GT competition not being as strong. You already kind of answered that.
Triples were great. I mean, I think we went to like a double aggressive valving setup, so I think that helped quite a bit. And then having the adjustment. I had triples on the front of the car, but I had doubles in the back. So we just went triples all around. So now I can kind of fine tune everything.
So that's
Definitely
what, high speed rebound that you're tuning?
No, it's high speed compression, low speed
sorry.
compression, and then just low speed rebound.
You're just controlling like where the like the
mean
pop
curve,
off,
yeah.
like where the pop off starts in the shock curve, right?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
So like if there's like a particular curve that you want to like smack, you just dial in the
All of them.
third adjustment. But if there's
Yeah,
like one
every
in
one of them.
particular, you dial in that third adjustment to like whatever the rate that curb hits the shock just gets out of the way.
Yeah, pretty
Yep.
much.
Here's a good one to end on, maybe. Our friend Gavin wants to know, what are your gym PRs?
Oh, yeah, 225 on the bench was pretty sweet. I've been doing a lot more legs. So I did like a 250 squat and then like 260 deadlift, which like I've kind of not been doing a lot of legs my whole life. I'm like pretty tall and lanky, so that's my excuse.
There's a lot of leg there. There's a lot of leg.
Yeah, a lot of leg. You know,
Yeah.
it's a lot of move. But no, I'm trying to up those numbers up.
Yeah, you think about like when I do a squat, I move like a whole like 4 inches. When Eric does a
Yeah,
squat,
I have to move
it's
like 4 feet.
yeah. All right. You think that's it for the questions? I'm like scanning through here. People are asking about oh, Eric, did you see that Nissan GTP that was at auction by any chance?
The front wheel drive one?
No. No, people were asking about it, but you wouldn't understand what they're talking about, so okay. All right, I think that's about it. Eric, do you have any parting thoughts?
I don't know. Follow me on Instagram and YouTube.
Okay.
If you're looking for hybrid racing parts, I have like a homepage on hybrid racing. It's pretty sick. It like breaks down all of my like stats and what tracks you're going to and parts I have in the car, and there's like a discount code at the bottom. So
It's like
check
a
that out
Eric
as well.
Kutil homepage. It's actually
Yeah, it's like
pretty sick.
hybrid. If you just like Google hybrid racing, Eric Kutil, it should pop up pretty easily. And other than that, I don't really know.
Okay.
I don't know. Stay tuned with the Accord project. Be pretty exciting. And then hopefully we get to hang out some more because I haven't
agree.
seen you guys in a while.
I agree. We should do it. We need to go to like another cabin or something.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you guys being on my podcast.
Yeah. You know what? We've been holding this podcast down for you. It's so good that you're back. And you know what,
Yeah,
everyone?
yeah.
You'll see Eric Kutil back here next week on the Eric Kutil podcast.
I'm busy that week.
Oh,
Sorry.
dang it.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
We'll hear from you again on episode 399.
All
What
right.
was the first episode I was on?
Before we,
It was
you were on very early, and then you were on somewhere in the middle. I feel like it's every 100 episodes or so.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. See you guys
Yeah.
then.
Perfect. Eric, so you're gonna actually have to do the outro. Just hold on. Tom's giving me the.
Before he does that,
Okay.
Eric, I just want to share that we are so proud of you, and I think you're an incredibly
Aw.
impressive person, and I
Thank
think you
you.
should keep it up. And yeah, we're just proud to know you. So
Yeah,
Thanks so much.
You're
I
killing
appreciate
it.
that. You're gonna make me cry.
Eric is
Aw.
proof
bring
that
it in.
Eric is proof that an extreme amount of sustained effort over a long period of time, you can literally do anything.
Yep.
So he's been going at it
All right,
for
now-
well over a
Hey,
decade.
now you can
Taylor,
make a fool of
Taylor, I
yourself.
got you. We're gonna cut the autocross talk.
I'll
That's
edit
my
it out,
podcast
Taylor.
now.
What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about weightlifting, dogs,
Yeah.
hockey.
Lifestyle podcast now. Talk about
Lifestyle.
politics.
No, we stay away from that. All right. So the way the outro works, since you've never listened to the podcast, your own podcast, is we play the outro music and there's like a gap in it, and that's when you say, "I love your hair and I hope you win," and then the music like keeps playing. And I'm gonna play it once for you, okay? So you can
Dude,
hear
no,
it.
it's a drop. It's the Narby drop. You got to fill in the gap before the Narby drop.
Do you know
What
what
I'm talking about?
Do you understand what
Yeah,
that
yeah,
means?
yeah. No, I know.
Okay. Should we just do it like first try?
Yeah. Yeah, do it.
Not even like a trial run? Okay. Well, here's
No,
the
I got
music.
it.
All right. Good luck.
I love your win and I hope you hair.
Close enough.